Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Savannah Chrisley revealed parents' feelings after appeal. Savannah Chrisley recently revealed how her parents felt after they heard the appeal. Julie and Todd Chrisley are in federal prison for fraud and tax evasion. It has taken a toll on their children. Savannah has taken in her younger siblings, Grayson and Chloe. She has also been advocating for her parents as much as she can. However, they just had an appeal hearing and gave their opinions after hearing it from their prison cells. Appeal hearing arguments. During the appeal hearing, there were arguments for both sides. Savannah Chrisley reveals how they are feeling. Savannah Chrisley revealed how her parents felt after the hearing. All they can do is hope and stay positive during this time. However, it does not seem like they will be out anytime soon. It seems they are in a waiting game. Todd and Julie Chrisley are trying and waiting to get out of prison. Savannah is trying her best to bring light to their case and get them out as well. Their son, Grayson, has been struggling with his parents missing out on his senior year of high school. The Chrisleys are trying their best to stay positive throughout this journey. Savannah Chrisley sat on the edge of a white leather couch, fingers wrapped around a steaming mug of coffee, her voice barely above a whisper as she opened up for the first time about how her parents, Todd and Julie Chrisley, were truly feeling in the aftermath of their most recent appeal. It had been a long road, one paved with courtrooms, harsh headlines, and nights where sleep refused to come. But now, the appeal had been heard. And although no final decision had been made yet, the emotional weight of the moment hung over the Chrisley family like thick fog. They cried, Savannah admitted, her voice cracking as she brushed away a tear. Not because they felt defeated, but because they finally felt heard. According to Savannah, the appeal had been a critical moment for her parents. Behind prison walls, where time moved slowly and hope flickered like a dying candle, Todd and Julie clung to this hearing like a lifeline. They feel like, for the first time, someone might actually be listening to their truth, not just reading headlines or chasing a narrative. They're emotional. They're grateful. And yes, they're scared too, she said. Savannah shared that her parents had pored over every legal document, every possible outcome, during their limited hours of access to legal counsel. Todd, ever the strategist, kept a running list of points he hoped the appellate court would focus on. Julie, softer in tone but just as sharp, prayed that the evidence would finally speak louder than public perception. They still believe in justice, Savannah said. Even after everything that's happened to them, even after being portrayed in ways I don't recognize, they still believe the system will work. She explained that Julie, in particular, had found strength in her faith. The prison chapel had become a place of refuge for her, where she didn't have to be strong for anyone else. Savannah said Julie often quoted Proverbs 3-5-6 to her over the prison phone. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on perfect people, Savannah said. But they also know they didn't deserve the sentence they got. Mom especially. She's a first-time, non-violent offender who spent her life raising kids, volunteering, building a home. And yet she's being treated like a hardened criminal. It's devastating. For Todd, the appeal process had been a chance to regain his voice. Known for his commanding presence and quick wit, Todd had felt silence behind prison walls. His ability to speak directly to the public replaced by filtered legal statements and media noise. When the appeal was filed, Dad called me and said, Sav, this is our moment. This is where we fight smart. Not just loud. He's clinging to that hope, even when it's hard, she said. Savannah has made herself a central figure in her parents' legal journey. She's been the voice when theirs couldn't be heard. She's spoken out in interviews, organized legal teams, and even shifted her career to advocate more fiercely for criminal justice reform. But behind the fierce loyalty is a daughter who misses Sunday dinners and spontaneous family trips. A daughter who aches when her younger brother Grayson cries on the way home from visiting their mom. A daughter who feels the sharp stab of injustice every time she thinks about how different their lives were just a few years ago. You don't just lose your parents to prison. You lose your routine, your anchor, your normal, she said quietly. We've all had to reinvent ourselves in the middle of heartbreak. Still, Savannah said her parents had not given up. They had good days and bad. Days where they laughed over stories of old family vacations, and others where the reality of their situation left them in stunned silence. But this appeal had brought something new, a sense that their side of the story might finally matter. There's still no verdict, she clarified. It could be weeks or months. But for now, they feel seen. They feel like maybe, just maybe, someone in that courtroom looked beyond the headlines and saw them as people. Savannah also revealed that Julie had written a letter to the judge before the appeal, one that the public hadn't seen. It was a heartfelt plea, not just for freedom, but for understanding. In it, Julie wrote about missing her daughter's milestones, her granddaughter Chloe's innocent questions, and the dreams she still held despite the walls around her. Mom said something in that letter that stuck with me, Savannah recounted. She said, I don't ask for pity. I ask for fairness. I ask for the chance to continue being a mother, a wife, a woman who gives back. Todd, on the other hand, focused more on the legal aspects. According to Savannah, he was meticulous in outlining inconsistencies, procedural errors, and what he believed were missteps that led to their harsh sentencing. He's still Todd, she laughed softly. Still running things in his own way, still planning how we'll bounce back when all this is over. But he's also humbled. And that humility, it's made him more focused, more spiritual. As the days ticked by, Savannah said the family was leaning into hope. But not blindly. They were prepared for any outcome, bracing themselves for the worst while still praying for the best. And through it all, they remained a family, fractured by bars and distance, but bound together by love and grit. I don't know what the judges will decide, Savannah admitted. But I do know this, my parents are not giving up. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. And neither am I. In a world quick to judge and slow to listen, Savannah Chrisley continues to speak for two voices silenced by circumstance. And no matter how long the road may stretch, she remains firmly planted at its center, fighting, hoping, and believing that justice, in the end, might still prevail.